Hey guys, it's Tyler coming at you with another video. Today, what we're going to be talking about in this video is Vancouver Canucks winger Jake DeBrusk. Now, DeBrusk, we signed it this last off season. We signed him to a 7-year, $5.5 million contract. He was our big free agent signing, I would say, out of those that we signed. Between him, Danton Heinen, he was our big fish that we went out and acquired. He's a 28-year-old winger, 6'1", 198 pounds, shoots left. He's Canadian. He's from Edmonton. He was drafted in 2015 by the Boston Bruins in the first round, 14th overall. And basically, in this video, I wanted to talk about whether or not he has lived up to the contract that he signed on Canada Day. On July 1st, 2024 is when he signed that 7-year deal. Now, just for a little bit of background on DeBrusk, he has been known to be a bit of a streaky player, during his time in Boston. I will admit, when we signed him, I was pretty okay with the signing. I was happy. Believe it or not, I've actually been a fan of DeBrusk's for years now, like dating back to him being a member of the Bruins, and which is, saying something considering that as a Canucks fan, I absolutely hate the flip Bruins. I hate them with a passion. And this dates back to obviously 2011 and the Stanley Cup final. Since then, I've absolutely hated the Bruins. Haven't liked any players. I hate Marchand. Don't even get me started on him. And then, them having Chara back then too. Hated him. So there wasn't really any Bruins player that I liked particularly until, Jake DeBrusk got, drafted and then made his Bruins debut. After seeing the way he played, I was like, you know what? I'm like that guy. I like him. So yeah, I've been a fan of DeBrusk's for a while now. And I'll be honest, when we signed him, I was not expecting them to go out and get DeBrusk. I'll admit, during the offseason, I was really, really pushing to sign Jake Guentzel, as I thought he would be a fantastic fit for the Canucks, and he was exactly what the Canucks needed when it came to a winger. Obviously, I got a big dose of reality with that. I knew that he was expensive and he was going to cost the Canucks a lot of money if they, tried to sign him. But I was at a point where, I just don't care how much it costs you. Just sign the guy. He's going to do wonders for you. And just imagine him playing with, Petey, we talk, we've been talking about for years, Petey has been needing that winger. And I thought Jake Guentzel was that winger, at least during last offseason. I was like, there's your winger right there. Go out and, open your checkbook and, give him a number or let him pick a number and whatnot, go. Just throw money at him. Obviously, that didn't happen. And, coming back down to reality, I understood as much as I wanted them to sign Guentzel. I knew that possibly there were cheaper options out there. And then along came Jake DeBrusk. And I was like, ooh. So when they signed the deal, I was like, ooh, okay. He's pretty darn good. I knew he was streaky, but I was like, hey, this is one of the guys that So the initial signing, I did like. I was like, all right, let's see how it is. We'll have this guy for long term. And I don't know what it is about DeBrusk, but he's just a very likable guy. From the interviews I've seen of him and just the way he talks, and he just seems like someone who's very likable. So it's kind of hard to believe that he played for Boston for so long and didn't have that, Boston mentality that a lot of players have, like that Zadorov has now, being with the Bruins, and, Marchand and Chara. So this obviously, as I mentioned, I like the signing. But let's go through his career numbers to start. I have them written down here. He's at 157 goals and 42 assists and 299 points in 520 games played throughout his NHL career. So he's 1 point away from 300. Tomorrow's game, as of this recording, I'm recording this on Friday night. So if he gets a point in tomorrow's game, that'll be point number 300. So that'll be a big milestone for him. So far this season, he's played in all 55 games. He leads the team in goals with 19. He's got 14 assists and 33 points in 55, which is not bad. Considering we've had quite a few players who have struggled, namely Petey. And then Brock has struggled, or he hasn't played to the level that he did last season. I do remember in, November, DeBrusk was hot. He was on fire. He was putting up points. He was putting up goals. And yes, he's kind of gone a little bit dry. I mean, in his last 5 games, he's got, I think, 3 points in his last 5 and then 4 points in his last 10. So he kind of went, as I mentioned before, he's known to be streaky. So right now he's, streaky right now. But again, he's got the team lead in goals with 19. I believe Brock is like right behind him with 18 or 17. So and then he, I believe his career high is 50 points and 27 goals is his career high. So looking at his projected points for the rest of the season, he's projected to finish with 28 goals, 21 assists, and 49 points. And he hasn't missed a game yet. So hopefully, knock on wood, he can play a full season and, he can at least get close to that points. He is projected to pass his career high in goals. I remember when he initially was signed, people wondered if he could be a 30 goal scorer. He's come close on a couple of occasions, but he has not gotten past that 30 goal mark. He could potentially have a chance to this season, if he starts on fire and just starts putting up a bunch of goals, he could easily hit the 30 goal mark. Keep in mind, the projected points are just a projection and, they base it off of play. Canucks just had a break with the Four Nations. So that could, a week from now, he could put up 5 or 10 points and those projections could potentially change. So those are his projected points for the rest of the season. But let's talk about the contract and the question in the title of this video. Do you think he's lived up to that 7-year, $5.5 million contract? Now, has he proven that, Canucks made a good signing? Personally, I'm 50-50 on it. Obviously, there's that streakiness. I mean, and he hasn't, completely, gone on a run, like a complete run. Like, he's had his points during the season where he's, put up a bunch of points. He's not leading the team in points, but he's, as I mentioned before, he's got the most goals out of the team so far. So I would say he's somewhat lived up to his contract, but I also do think he could be better. I think he can easily be a top winger for this team. And I seriously think, at times, he's not lived up to his contract. He's not done enough personally. He's not, set himself on fire. He's not, it's been in spurts. His streakiness has been in spurts. It hasn't been, consistent. That's what I feel as though he's lacking and what he's missing. He's missing that consistency, and he needs to be more consistent if he wants to actually prove that he's living up to the contract that he signed on July 1st. But keep in mind also, I want to be optimistic with this. This is the first year of a 7-year deal. He is, as I mentioned at the start of this video, he's 28 years old. He's still pretty young, and, you know, they're still trying to figure out where he fits on this team. And, you know, I know he's shuffled a bit with the lines. You know, he's played with Petey. He's played with Besser. I think at one point he was playing with Miller when he was still here. So he's definitely moved around, and they're still trying to figure out where he fits. But other than that, I think he's been a great acquisition for the Canucks. You know, he's got some speed to his game. You know, some of his goals that he scored have been absolute beauties. Like, I forget exactly which game it was, but one of the goals he scored was absolutely beautiful, and just the hands that he showed. You know, the guy can take it from one end of the ice down to the other and score. He's shown that he can do that, and I think that's really, you know, exciting. You know, guy has the talent. He just needs to show the consistency. And again, this is just the first of a 7-year deal. You know, he could have a even better year next year. Now, this is only a sample size so far that we've seen from DeBrusk. So, but I want to know from you guys. Do you guys think he's lived up to his contract? Do you think, no, the Canucks may have maybe made a mistake signing DeBrusk to a long-term deal? Do you think he can be better as the years go on? Let me know. Do you think he can get to that 30 goal mark? And do you think he can get past his career high 50 points at the end of the season? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Where the streets have